Sweet, we're here. Hello, YouTube. Let's load my comment monitor. Sweet. So, animation time. I've also got noodles that I'm eating right now. So, this is more of programming than it is animation. I'll say that, and I'm just gonna kind of, well, I don't know. I'll try and talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But the main thing is, which, by the way, really quickly, actually, hold on 1 second. Where is... I'm gonna move where I am, because that'll cover up less of the elements that we'll need to be seeing and working with. So, these are the other scenes. I have this longer piece of code that is coding the main animation of this story, which I won't be showing that in this video most likely, because I want it to be a surprise, but let me show you what I have so far. I'm not quite happy with how he just suddenly turns his head to one side. So, that's where we have so far. I can show a smidge of the script here, which you guys are going to know the name now, but I put underscores in the thing to keep it more secret. So, we have this. We have the classroom. So, I have everything past this outside park section here. But for this, I just need 2 people. Oh, it's a little bright on my screen, but let's actually turn our attention just a little bit to this first bit here, where a person that looks like me, I kind of decided to put myself as narrator, is talking through some of the first points on that script, which actually, gave away part of the animation. I'll try and not show the script anymore. It's not like a huge deal if it is. Oh, also, notice in the clock, you know how, like, school always takes a long time? And it never goes past 12. It just keeps on ticking back and forth. I had to add that second hand, which I can actually show you guys some of this stuff here. Let's make sure, okay, so I have school and narrator. So perfect. So we are good to manipulate ourselves around, which the school is through here, actually. If we go into here, this should be, yes, this is the classroom scene. You don't move between them like I am doing now for the final animation, but over here would be the, also, his lips look very weird in this shot. Some of these characters look weird. These are characters that I didn't make, that are kind of default. But yeah, I just was silly. I put a globe inside of the diver's helmet. There's a marker. Some usual school stuff. I think the book maybe possibly could open. There's a seam looking there. I haven't tried that. Let's find book. Ah, book does have 2 covers that can open. So that means we can do this. Oh, whoops. Nope, it still wants... Oh, affect subparts. Duh. It's been a while since I've worked with this program. So, yeah, there's nothing in the book, but... main thing we're looking at over here, the airplane I also had to build. They did not have a paper airplane model, so I had to build it. And, you can kind of see how there's these weird gray spots right there, and it looks weird on the texture. That's because I had to make the texture for a square translucent. So, if I examine this section here, the paper plane top has a texture map of paper plane, right? But if I do the texture map as, we'll set it to the ground texture, so it looks like grass now, you can see it's a perfect square. So this part of the texture map here is not colored in inside of GIMP. It's just the translucency layer where you would see the black and gray checkerboard. So, yeah, the paper plane has its own code running and looping, and this piece on the wall here, as we get close, looks kind of funny. It's actually a katana, because the clock only had these two hands on it, not a second hand. But let's go back to, as far as we can, back to our beginning here. So let's turn our place to the code now. Okay, so talk time equals 10 seconds, and then we go to, wait. What's the sphere high poly for? Probably, I'm lost now. So let's redo some of this so we can just look in here. Nope, it's not part of our narrator. It is... Is it part of our plane? I think it is, actually, because... Wait. Where are... I am officially lost now. It's been that long since I've worked on this project. Let's ascertain why. So, roll left, style abruptly, roll right, abruptly. It's weird that those two things are flipped between those. And wait 1 second. So what happens here? First, the paper plane moves up 10 meters, wait 5 seconds. Paper plane bottom, it rolls left. So these are happening at the same time. So it's the plane moving, and then after half a second, then the plane will roll left, which is what makes it flip up, like you see there. And then it moves back to start, and so this is the repeat of the plane. Wait, is anything the parent for the sphere high poly? So where's our, let's see. I haven't done anything, so remind me later. Let's look at our teacher for a second here. Upper body, neck, maybe? No, those are both... Why would this... I don't know what I use that sphere for now. Especially given where it is in the world. And it's just right there. It's next to the... Oh. Oh. Is it... What's the katana? Ah, it's the clock thing that makes the katana move right. Because the katana is parented to it, but it is invisible. No, it's showing, though, and now that's weird. I don't know why, because it should be where the clock is, then. Because if we get a good look... Yeah, but that's... I don't know why it shows us that angle. That's not... The clock is up there. Anyways, back to the beginning. So let's turn our attention to my animation a bit, and let's see. So we're looking at narrator talk. So here's my narrator 2, which is... I'm lost. Oh, that's the dummy object that puts us. So I think it's narrator 2 because I made one, but then I needed to fix it, so I copied the narrator and made the fix. Okay, so methods. We need to edit talk. A bit sad G-Star isn't here, but it's fine. She can see it later. I'm getting some work done on my projects. Yay! Which, actually, I want to tilt this down ever so slightly so it gets a little more of me when I'm slouched. Anyways. So, okay, so we're looking at, so the neck, I'm lost. Let's watch it. So, I see. I wanted it to be like this. This might be good enough. It's supposed to look like he's talking. Turn backwards 5 revolutions. So essentially, it does this. This is the nod motion. And the neck rolls a certain direction. So this is the start. And then we have our time here. Because it's a thing where you have to start and end just right. And so the time might make the animation out of it. Because you always have to end with a certain set. And the only way to do that is to not have it be a loop. At least the way that I've coded it. So we are... Okay, so here we're turning forwards and turning backwards. It loops this once. And then here we have... it roll left. So we have him nod, and then it rolls as he turns. I'm probably got it as good as I can, because I know I spent a bit of time on this. Let's do... Because some of this is time-based, and like... let's watch it again and see if I can figure out what's going on. Because it's just like... It like abruptly turns. What if this is 1 second? And that's also 1 second. That's better. Turning back, though, is a little bit funny, so... 0.4, I say. Will that fix it? And then also here, too, the talk time is 10, but we can set it to, like, 2, because this is just a test. Is it correct for... Wait. Let's add a wait statement here so I can see... we'll wait 2 seconds. Okay. So that's how he looks with his head straight on. So let's... Okay, let's... Okay. That glitch might be because we're recording it. So, he's looking straight at us. I'd say it's close enough the way it is now. So let's just undo these two things. We'll go ahead and save. One thing to keep in mind, you can have some weird stuff in this program when animating things, where the way animation is moved and works, it doesn't, stuff can get out of place. Because basically, like, so we have him up at the very top of his code here, start moving, and I think it was cool. I figured out how to specify this stuff in there, so I can specify how long he talks for. But the up and down motion coupled with the back and right motion means you have, here's a mouse for example, you have your object moving in all kinds of different angles. If you look at my little video stream, and it moving back and forth at the same time, it means that it means that the angle's going to be different, because like if we tilt here, well, let me just show you inside of Alice. I can show you with our little guy here. So let's take our narrator. We'll just take the upper body. So if I turn forward a fourth of a revolution, it's going to do that. I'm going to bend forward, right? And then if I were to, so, well, yeah, like, so let's actually, so let's redo that. And then let's have my upper body roll left quarter revolution. So that looks weird, right? But you can see, so I am now off to one side, like that. I'm now facing right and pointing down. My right, so his left. Technically my left. Confusing, right? But if I were to go to here and I have the upper body turn forward fourth of a revolution and roll, I think we had it roll left fourth of a revolution, and I do these together, we get that. See, it's a very different position, so we can undo that. So essentially doing all of this that we have down here for our talking narration, some of this might meaning that we're not back at the same position. So it's not as simple as, oh, his head went forward 5 and went backwards 5, so we need to take it backwards 5 at the end. We have it backwards 0.4 now. It can mean you're in different positions. It can be very confusing and annoying, but so I think this bit is good here. So let's take a look at our script. So we have pulling narrator. So a dog ate my homework. You're pulling my leg. See how that doesn't feel right? This is what would happen. A dog ate my homework. You're lying. Now go to the principal's office. Sorry, go to the principal's office now. I keep thinking of, I've seen, like, bits and pieces of Everybody Hates Chris, and then, like, there's the very last episode of the show that I've actually seen, and I think it's kind of funny when he's, after you, and he lets the teacher walk into class first. He's the last one, and teacher closes the door behind him and says, "You're late. Now go to the principal's office and get a tardy slip." I don't know, that's what that makes me think of. So I need to have... So I need to animate this, and then I need to have me in. So let's make So we need a man and a girl. And I want to have these be different than the two characters that I have later on, which I already have. So, alright, so we need to make a new scene. So we're free to move this around. So, let's see, the school's back here. Wait, and where are they? They are outside Grass Day, a very simple area. It would be cool if they were, like, out front of the school or something. But there's not a school front. What do we have under buildings? Got a factory, a corner building. I just want to put this in for a second here, just to look at it, because... What? Am I... Wait. Why is it not... Oh, there it is. It's just so big. And right, it doesn't, I forgot, it doesn't drop where you, like, you can drop stuff on screen. But, man, this building right here, like, looking at this, I think a little bit of, like, Simcopter. It's not exact like the buildings they have in Simcopter, but it's kind of similar. And it's equally, like, pixelated and stuff like that. But you can tell what it is. Ooh. Maybe we'll put them out in front of this, whatever this is. Nah. Probably just grass, then. Okay. Igloo, we could have... I could put them in a park. Although, I don't want to put that many objects in. I might put some flowers down or something. I want something a little more interesting than just this. To actually paint a scene. Because with the narrator here, and I could change the background temporarily for the narrator too. But I just want him to be blank. He's standing in front of a camera narrating. So I like that for the narrator. Also, his left shoe seems to be a bit lower than the right one. I honestly don't care at this point. I'm going to eat another bite of my noodles. Yeah, we don't have the front of a school. Yeah, if we could put a shack in there. Have them in front of a shack, although that's not the scene I'm going for. A farmhouse. Maybe she could be the beautiful farmer's girl and he's a city kid. Well, actually, how about we look at our characters? We might end up designing our own characters, which I'm going to have to. Let's make sure it's still working. Yeah, screen mute is still working. They have a character designer in here, but it's a little, once you get past a certain point, the character maker is fine, but before that, it's a little, risque is the word. And they've definitely fixed that in Alice 3, which uses Sims characters, but it doesn't have some of the functions that I need, and a lot of Alice 3 just doesn't work like this one does, so that's why I'm using this. But specifically, one function that I can say that I need is how some parts are, they're individual pieces connected together. So if I affect subparts, like you can see the arm is not a connected mesh, like it would be with good animation. And I need that for some things. But it's not like I'm chopping people's arms and legs off in a battle scene. So, I mean, so we have high school characters here. Like, we could put the athlete in as one guy, and he could be the one saying, what was it again? Yesterday I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. And then we could have the cheerleader girl, which I think is a little bit terrifying. I'm sorry. No, thank you. No. I get what she's going for. I get the style, but that's not the type of character that I want. And, like, even the athlete is... I kind of just want, like, a normal person. But, I mean, Are jocks and athletes the type of people that try and make their life sound a little bit cooler? I mean, I know they're in the movies, because I never went to public school. I know in the movies they're always, like, talking up cool things they can do, like, I can lift this much. Can you lift that much? Huh, nerd? That's not really... Maybe I do want an athletic type of character. So we'll keep him on the table for now as an option. I don't want the slacker. It needs to be a girl. I chose a girl, so we can't have that. It can't be the teacher. The lunch lady looks okay. Just your average lunch lady. A little sad looking. She's not really, like, smiling. Maybe she's seen a few too many kids in their day. And you can't change emotions on these characters without changing their texture map. Like the Sims ones in Alice 3, they let you animate more parts of them, like their mouth, and you can animate eyes. Some of these have animatable eyes. Like, there's a baby brother in here that has eyes that can kind of be moved around. But, like, and what do we have for prom? You can talk to a prom girl. This African prom lady. Like, look at that smile. So, I don't know, that smile's kind of terrifying, actually. It also kind of looks a bit like she has a mustache, which some women do end up getting mustaches, awkwardly enough. But, and I think that's part of the texture. There's an egregious mustache that I can blow out of the water. It's just, okay, so let's look at another character, which actually, I might use this character plus the jock, or the athlete. So let's look at people. Down on the end is our character... Oh, wait. Character generators are not turned off to turn those on. I'll leave them off for now, because I don't want to accidentally click on it and... Whew! Yeah. It's a bit risque until you start dressing them up and stuff. I don't want to focus on it, but it is a thing. So, and we need to find a roommate. Roommate. So if you look very closely, it looks like a normal person. You can't really see very well in this tiny little preview, but let's put the roommate in here, right? It's a woman, right? Definitely female figure. Wait. Is this computer handling it? Maybe it's just my amazing hardware that's handling it so well. But, there we go. It's the way we had her facing the sun. See how it looks like she has a mustache? That is quite literally just shadow. So when I rotate her away and make her more in the shade of her face from our light source, which isn't anything you can see, it's just out there somewhere, it goes away. So some scenes where you have her face lit up enough that you can see detail, and it's all because of that nose that she has right there, which he doesn't have that problem looking like he has a mustache. It's a different shape. Looks a bit like some cartoon, like maybe Flintstones almost. It's kind of annoying, really. And so, you can try and mitigate this by adding lights to the scene. So let's grab ourselves just a generic light bulb. So then let's pull our light bulb up to there. It's probably not going to be as high as I wanted, but you can see it goes away. But then her face is a little bit bright and like blown out, and we lose some of the other detail. So I can take my light bulb now, and I can take the point light that's emitting off of it. I can make it like 50%. Or I can go even 25% brightness, but it's still... See how you have more detail on the face and the cheeks? I like that detail, but here it's just a wash that I don't like. Even at 1... Or we can blast it at level 2. But it's sad that you lose some of that detail. And just moving the light around, maybe that's intentional. Maybe it would look this way in a regular animation program. I don't think so. I think we would not have this main issue here. So we need to undo the light bulb. So I think having the jock and the athlete here is nice. I almost wish she was a bit taller. I mean... I'm kind of short, so I don't know, I think shorter women are kind of cute. but I don't know. This is probably good enough. The scene looks a bit dark, so I probably would rotate like this a bit, and let's see if I rotate her a bit, and I rotate him, and we rotate our camera like... Actually, also, we could shoot from... Oh, no, we can't. Well, let's see. Oh, we can do this. If I put him over here, put her over there, and then let's try and line our camera up. Now, right now, they're not looking like at each other, but we can fix that pretty easily. I'm going to say... Scroll down on our... Wow. I forgot, scrolling is slow in this program, so try using this instead of your scroll wheel. Different models have different pieces that you can manipulate. So, like, essentially the whole middle section of the roommate, she doesn't have a waist to bend, like some of the characters that you build do. Let's see, we want to turn, it's backwards. Forwards and backwards is confusing, as we'll see in this program. 0.4 probably. And then, if we can check affect subparts. Does he have a neck? Oh, he does. Turn forwards, 0.4. Turn forwards. So now it looks like he's looking on her. It almost looks like he's looking down on her. Like, ooh, I don't, like you. I want him to be... Actually, looking at him from the front, he kind of looks like he's angry? Is he supposed to look like he's gonna beat someone up? He looks kind of like maybe the nice guy we're going off into the distance. Which happens when this dialogue pops up when you're moving somewhere. That's kind of annoying, but it's something that we live with in this program. I wish animation in here was just moving the parts around and having keyframes like I talked about with a former coworker, Evan, at Sweeto. Which, by the way, I know he found... Where's my phone? Un momento, por favor. I need to get my phone. Whoops. I didn't have the right audio channel on. Hopefully I had audio on earlier. I bet that's... Oh, wrong thing. He said I need to get Blender, and I said, when I finish this animation I already started, I will use Blender for my next project. This one is 90% done, so finishing should be quick. I used this program because it was something that I knew back in the time, and my computer didn't really run Blender very well. But, I liked it better back. No, actually, that's correct. So, I used this because it was what I knew. And let me check this text really quickly, too. Something from the ward. Whoops, why am I going... Sports night. I'm not a sports person. I don't go to sports nights. Anyways, okay, so let's turn forward 0.02. No. And sometimes the legs get flipped around with how their poses are and stuff. It's annoying. So this one needs to turn backwards. There we go. So now, I like that. Although now her head's turn forward 0.01. Okay, so it's... what are my decimals set to? Preferences. Decimal value is 2. I usually use more decimals than 2, so we set it to 5. The weird thing about this program is, like, you have to redo that each time, otherwise it doesn't show decibels in the list of stuff that you have used previously. So I want to turn forward 0.005. There we go. I think they're reasonably looking at each other. Reasonably. So, now we basically write code for these two figures. Although, actually, placement... Could they be a little closer? Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty good. Well, no, now she needs to be tilted back a bit. So let's put him a little closer. Fix subparts. Now, you know, if... Wish I could move her eyes, but I can't, unless I manipulate the texture map. Which, with that, you're limited to how things are placed. Because, I mean, I could move her eye pupils a bit, but, like, the surface of the eye is round, and her lip surface is round, so if I have a different lips, is a good example of where, like, it might not look right for where her surface is. If I tried to have, like, her mouth open, it would be this round thing with a mouth open. Like, When I open my mouth, there's not a black ball sticking out of it like there would be if I did that. Okay, so I think this looks pretty reasonable. So we need to play off of his hands being in fists, because we need to pump them like he's excited or something. Okay, first of all, though, also, I need to just, not up, just straight to the right. Movement in this program is also hard to get exactly what you want. There we go. Center them in the shot. And I'm going to actually add a few things to this scene to make it look a little more interesting than just middle of nowhere grass. Like, I mean, maybe they're inside of the gym. He's not like the basketball athletic type. We need to add. We need to drop a dummy at camera. We need to label this dummy. What do we call it? Guy girl. Label that guy girl. So if the gym's going to be in the shot, and the gym might have some individual pieces to move too. So we need to move that just down like that. All right. So now we can easily put our camera back to this position. But let's just take a look. We have that. We could have them next to, like, maybe they're by the bleachers in the gymnasium. But that I have to rotate the gym, so let's move it back. So if I do like this maybe, and then I do like this, you know, actually having them be after the football game is a pretty decent idea. I like that idea. Wait, did we get rid of the oh, we need to. Okay, so let's delete the gym. Save our progress really quickly. So do we have any, like, well, let's just make sure. The gym is actually, no, the gym has, so the gym has bleachers. So if I take the room, make it false, and then I take the bleachers, where are they? Actually, no, I need to undo that. Let's take our gym. There we go. So now we take the room, we not show it, we affect our subparts. If we move these bleachers over like a little closer, and then, you know, if we rotate them, actually we can move our cameras. No, I like the other view better. We'll know we're in place once this green thing is not showing. Okay, so if I actually then take, nope, I didn't want to rotate. I want to move these like straight down to the ground. I don't know. They could be at, like, those are the it's kind of hard to tell from this angle. So what if I rotate the bleachers just a bit? That gives a little better perspective. Although I like straight on, or maybe like this. No, I like this. They're like at the bleachers after a game on. There's a tray. Now, this is also where we could, like, change the ground to dirt instead of grass. Actually, no, they'd probably be standing on concrete right here. So, for that, let's see ground. Let's import a texture map. It's not the desktop, although we don't have custom gallery yet. We need to go documents, Alice, 2.5, required, texture maps. Dirt, grass, moon, sand, snow, winter, or water. There's no concrete texture. We can take a picture of a concrete texture for this. And I was just thinking of downloading a concrete texture, but fewer things to have to attribute in the end is better, so I take my own concrete texture. But let's actually just, because dirt, well, let's try something with dirt texture here. Make this dirt texture, and then gray. Still brown, that's not what I'm looking for, so let's undo that. You know, actually, let's undo that too. We could probably make our concrete texture out of... Let's just check that really quickly. So let's open up GIMP, which there's a new version that I believe needs to... I need to install the update too. I'll get that in a moment. So from here we need to then open documents, Alice 2.5 PQR required texture maps, dirt texture. Which, yeah, that's dirt. That looks pretty good. And then let's do colors. Saturation. We zap our saturation. Now, that looks like, not quite like concrete. Concrete is a little more smooth and uniform. Kind of want to just run out and grab a picture of some concrete for texture. Un momento, por favor. Yeah, I'm just going to go do that real quick because it's going to be simple. So I'll be back in just a moment. I wish I could take you along, but I can't. So I'll be back. It'll be really quick. We're back, and I turned on the correct audio channel. I got a dirt texture. I need to then unplug my USB-C cable, get into my computer. Okay. Went to transfer files. And then from here I need to do it's 1+9. I'm gonna just mute my screen for a second so that there's, in case there's some things in here that I don't want being shown online. Then we let all of the images load into our... Am I not live on the... Huh. I'm not live on the comment monitor. Oh. Yeah, no problem, G-Star. It's totally fine. I understand that you have life things to do and stuff, and we all have to eat dinner and... yeah, right now my screen is muted because I'm copying over a texture. Why am I floating up that high from... well, whatever. So, it's muted because I'm looking through photos on my phone because I just took a picture of some stuff. But, you know, and you can watch some of the previous stream too after it's done and see that part if you're really interested. So I am looking for, this picture right here, which I can cut from my drive. Let's take ourselves back to our Alice folder of stuff. Right, should be able to show my screen now. Oops, I need to go forward one. And this is going to be part of our animation. Oh yeah, there's the paper plane animation that I was, or the texture map that I was showing earlier. So now, let's see, this is me trying to turn their dirt texture into... I'm not going to use that unless I have to. Let's import... why does it start? Tools. This program's pretty old, so there's not a lot of modern features. Save and load from... Let's change this to... Documents, Alice 2. It won't even like load from the last folder that you started from, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna go import. This will make it quicker though. Pulling map or image here. So what does this look like? Yeah, that legit looks like concrete as far as the eye can see. So I might like put some stuff back there. Maybe put a wall. Ooh, a brick wall. Well, what is a high school? I'm trying to think of the few times I've been to like a football game. Usually they have just the metal wall behind. I could put just gray back there. So let's just find... There's not a wall in our objects. At least I don't think there is. I mean, the buildings have walls. What's a visualization? Oh, that's like graphs. We don't want graphs. We want shapes. A square. A flat square. Let's turn off the effects subparts for just a moment. Let's rotate this. And then we need to absolutely jumbo size this flat square. And then we need to move it back behind our bleachers there. And what if we try and rotate it a bit? Although, yeah, that doesn't help. It's one. Actually, wait a minute. No. Oh, and then we need to pull our square straight down. Ooh, too much. Okay, modern alternative. Well, so this is meant to teach you object-oriented programming. So I'm actually writing code to make the animation. I'm not moving keyframes around. Like normal animation, I would just be able to grab the arm from the end, and like if I do that here, it won't work, but I would be able to grab this and it would pull his whole arm forward, and I'd be able to animate poses and put them to grab onto things. Blender is a program that my animation former coworker recommends. I'm just using this program because there's a few things I already know about it. I didn't have to code my own models. I didn't know Blender. I've tried it once and it's very complicated. But if I ever do future animation, I will actually look into Blender and for that. Because Blender does with keyframes. This doesn't do keyframes. There is Alice 3, which is the more modern version, and they use models from the Sims series. But I'm not using that because actually, for my animation, something funny is I need these pieces to be separate for part of it. It's you'll see when the animation's done why, but... So I was, back to what I was doing, we'll turn this off. I was wanting to have, like, the sky, so, you know, maybe if I have, like, this. But I feel just having that be gray is not... What if I actually make it that's really dark? Light gray? No, it needs some sort of a texture, like a metal. I don't want to download a texture just because I don't want to have to attribute someone for that. The fewer assets I have to say, hey, people made this, the better. Although I can keep track of that in a list somewhere. Yes, trying tutorials are great. I tried it before, but I didn't have the patience. This was years ago. I didn't have the patience to sit down and actually try. Or like, my friend tried Blender once, and he got to the point where he had to put the eyeballs in this model, but when they wouldn't go, and he was like, and he gave up. Blender, same thing with GIMP that I just had open right here. Blender and GIMP are both pretty complex programs, where sometimes you can check one little box that you've never ever used before and you've never had to touch in your life, and it makes things not do what you think they should do, and it all goes out of whack. And you have no idea, and you have to ask somebody, and then they're like, and it's troubleshooting for something so simple, seemingly. So, basically, we want to find a texture for that and not have it be bland, so... I don't want wood, not any colors, or anything around me I can take a picture of. If I could go somewhere and take a picture of, like, just a metal wall or something, we could just do more concrete texture, so we set that back to white. And then we need to go pick the texture that I put underground. Ooh, that's pretty stretched and blown up. Okay. And it's not... Well, let's undo for a second here. Let's undo a few steps. This program also has lots of little bugs and things that aren't great. Let's just see what the skin texture looks like. Huh, okay. And then if we were to expand this, that actually looks pretty good right there, I think, if it's not expanded too big. And then if we move this piece, this is where we're getting to where it's going to be like 2. That actually looks okay right there. It's like a concrete wall behind the bleachers. And then if I just pull it straight down a bit, we can still see some sky. And then can we break up... Sure, I'll save right now. I haven't messed up anything in a way that I would want to undo later. Alright. It's going to be a slow search. Ooh. So I wanted just like a cloud to put into the sky, but we do have these sky spheres that we can work with too. Oh, there's a lightning cloud. Maybe I could use that, but like, this could go like this. Now I even need to find out where the heck that thing went. Where's my mouse? Okay. Where did it go? Camera is far. Clipping plane is too close to see all of the object. Yes. Wow. What angle are we looking at? Wow, this is, not the sky that I wanted, but also... Oh, wait a minute. So is it... My mouse is not showing sometimes. So is it just so... fact that this jumps up to the top too. Set point of view. Wait, no, wrong object. Alice 3 has done some things right, as far as making it easier to go between these points. Where's my dummy objects? Guy, girl. Yeah, that's not the sky that I want, so let's just go back. And you also want to undo some steps in this program if you've gone forward, because I could just delete that piece there, but the issue I have with that is you end up like losing number of undos that you can go back. So what about just a cloud period? We're going to have to move back so we can see this cloud, which is up too high. Let's pull it down. Wow. Let's rotate this. Now, question with this cloud, though, is the lightning is separate, so we can turn the lightning off. And let's just start pulling this cloud off into the distance. We can actually have it be close but tiny, so let's set point of view to dummy objects, guy, girl. Alright, so now if we just give this cloud a little shrink-a-dink, and we pull this up, and then let's duplicate this cloud. We'll put it over there. For this one here, so we have some variation, I'm going to like rotate it so that it looks like a different side. Let's put another cloud in the middle here. Let's try this one. I feel like this one here should be rotated a bit this way. Let's pull this one down a bit and move it over to the left a bit. Put this one more centered. This one I feel should be rotated this way a bit. And maybe if I stick a sun up there, a yellow circle. So she talked to her dad about letting her have a PC, and what he told me means that I won't be getting one until 4 weeks have passed. Okay, yeah. Computer stuff is good for this, and with the field of work that you're looking to go into, you'll want a good one, but they can be, you know, kind of expensive. I think I've talked before about the PC Builder that's local here in Utah. Not in my town, but, you know, he's up north from me. And I got a good deal on this, so definitely look for used or anything like that, maybe possibly. I think graphics cards are finally back into viability as far as buying. And, you know, so, I don't know, but for your line of work, you probably want something different. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I just realized something that'll really help this scene. Square, please. So let's take our square, right? So we're going to rotate our square, but it's cool that you're going to be getting one at some point. This is what I hate. If it's not at the direct right angle, then you get like this. And like, how am I supposed to know that it wasn't directly facing me? So what we need to do is, we need to do this, okay? We need to rotate it so that it is pretty, but then I'm not rotating on the, oh wait, no, never mind, watch this. We do turn backwards, fourth of a revolution, that works. Then we need to pull this down, and we need to put it so it's just barely above there. We need to rotate And this one here needs to get the ground. My dad works with computers and he has dozens of parts stored away. He can probably build 3 computers with the stuff he has now. So great, your dad can build a computer. That's a really nice thing to have. So put my grass texture in. We need to expand this a bunch. Like, I don't want it to, because that just looks pixelated, even more so than, well, let's see what our ground actually looks like with the way that our texture is there. Okay, so it actually is pretty big and pixelated, so never mind then about this being too big. Because I think it looks better there, but we can definitely go with like this, probably. Whoops. And then if we move this object into... But we need to rotate the line so that we are in line with the bleachers. A little more, actually. A little more than I want. Come on. Rotate just right, please. Is one of the downsides of this program. But then, okay, so we got that. That's... Actually, that looks like the right angle. And then I just need to scoot it this way some. Yeah, I like that scene. What do you think? Does that look relatively realistic for our shot of these two people talking? Or... I am liking this, so I'm going to hit save. And let it do its magic. So now I need to look at my script, which is going to give away a little bit of the story, but that's okay. So we're doing the outside grass day section. Why do I keep getting notifications that aren't showing up on my watch? No, I don't want to play that. I'm not seeing anything important. He wants to talk to my mom, and my mom is working at camp right now on Saturday. I'll be going to Arizona. After that, I'll be staying in Texas for 3 weeks. I don't want to wait. I can understand not wanting to wait, but I also understand like him wanting to talk to your mom about it, because computers are different than tablets. They open a world to more games and things and stuff, and it's a good concern for someone's child, because, you know, what are they going to do with it? How are they going to spend their time with it? So I recognize that, but I also recognize your side. So I'm kind of in the middle, but yeah, I feel you, G-Star. Having to wait for things like my sound polyester panels for my door. I have to wait for those. So we're both in a waiting boat for something. So we need to make talking animations for both of them. Oops, I closed that one. I didn't mean to. So here's the animating, quote-unquote, part of this. So... And while we're here, let's... That's grass section. You know, but one thing that I will say, too, is your dad wanting to talk to your mom sounds like a very good thing. And to me, it sounds like you have a good family that cares and loves for you. And they want to make sure they're doing, like, what's best and giving you the best resources and things, and that's good. I mean, on one hand, though, it could be a totally fine thing. And maybe it sounds like they have concerns, too. But them wanting to talk about it is good. If they didn't, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's bad. Playing old 90s games, Wizard 101, and using Blender. Yeah, that's good, too. I mean, you might end up using it to go online and look at stuff too, like watch my YouTube streams, because your computer might have a bigger monitor than what you're using now. Hey, I mean, I use mine for creation and gaming as well as I do for regular browsing and stuff. But a lot of times I do go find a more comfortable chair in the house and watch YouTube on my phone, or I'm watching it when I'm at the table. But basically, I don't know, it just sounds like you've got a good family there. And I've got a great family too, so, but I do appreciate that. So we need to take roommate on my screen. So my brightness and my contrast are all the way down. That's weird. Just looks so bright with this program. Oops. So just get rid of that menu for a second there. At some point, a better monitor's on my list too, although this one's decent. So, we need to, first of all, let's start with our athlete, because he's the first person to talk. So we're going to create a new method for him. We can label it talk, and it should like that, because it's under the athlete, it's not part of the main world. Otherwise, it'd say, hey, something else is labeled that, you can't do that. So, and you know, there are other animation programs too that are not Blender, that are like paid, that have some possibly better features, but I don't do animation enough to afford those programs, okay? I'll be using Blender if I ever make another animation. I may just pay someone else to do it for me, but if I knew how, that'd be cool. I could make some little animations with it, but they're time consuming. I like live action stuff in some ways better, but animation is used for so many things, and like special effects mixed in with live action, so anyway, so we're going to make this guy talk now. So it's just probably going to be his head nodding up and down. So we need to take... We'll take him at the neck. We'll have his neck turned backwards 0.4 revolutions. We need to make loop. Set it for 1 right now, and then make a copy. Turn forward. And then we need to, let's loop it. We'll have it looped 2 times just for now. Go back to our athlete. Put talk as our first method. We'll just preview it. I think he needs to nod faster. So let's set the duration to ½ second. So that's maybe too fast. Well, let's undo that for a second and see. Also, this is a good point where we need to set up some stuff that will set our animation right. Because with this program, you're not working with keyframes. So if I move the camera away from this, but I don't have the camera start by jumping to this position, like you see how the camera sets point of view to school, that's how I move it around. So we need to make a copy, and we'll make our starting set here. So this needs to be a do together. And this needs to set point of view to dummy objects narrator. And then we need to have the ground. Skin texture needs to be the dirt texture. Duration needs to be 0 seconds. So now, wait. Oh wait, no, not dirt. Grass. Where's grass? Grass texture. And this needs to be after. So And then, oh, also, as part of the setup, we need to have the gym, the bleachers need to be not showing duration 0 seconds, and we'll make them visible again when we jump to this scene that we're looking at right now. Okay. So now let's take a look at our... So I think it needs to be a little bit faster, but let's open up our script again so I can read. Yesterday I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. So what if we have the duration be... Why is it still on point... It's not supposed to be 0.5. You don't have to type in the 0, but I do, just because it looks right. So let's just check this. Alright, so now actually what we need to do is we need to... Is it a parameter or a variable? I forget. Now also I remembered regular animation can be coded. There is code on the back end. But I need to plug my watch in. Coding it is not as easy as actual moving the parts around like you would in Blender. So, you know, also, here's a question that you can answer, G-Star, because I've actually been curious about this lately. But, I mean, how cool for you does it feel, like, watching another YouTuber and talking with me about it? There's maybe a few that you do that for. Does it feel like if you were, I don't know, said something and then LGR responded to you because he's a bigger YouTuber, like, wow, will this work? Yeah. Or, actually, no, it's not playing anything. The Angels button is broken. Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Ah, well, that makes me feel very special. Because, I mean, like, but I get it. I'm someone that you like, and it's cool to talk to this person. I probably have done some cool things that you're excited to try and do with your future. So, thank you. That's nice to hear. Anyways, no, I'm just really excited and... Anyways, okay. Excuse me. Eat some more noodles. So, what was I doing? I was fixing the talk animation. I know what I need to do. Wait, yeah, I can just look. This is a, talk time. I think it's going to be a number. Okay. I think that's also going to be a number. So I have talk time and stop time. So then here we have It's start talk. Wow, you collect old computers. You should do a video on that because I love old computers. That's why I like watching LGR. I mean, I have an old 98 machine, an IBM. Woo! I'm not a collector of old computers, but I have a few. My Odyssey 2 is an old computer. People call it a game console. Nah, the Magnavox said it right on the thing. It's a microprocessor. Hmm. So, stop time. Okay, I see. So time elapsed is stop time. This is a bit confusing. Used to belong to AP Game Development Studio near me. That's cool. So, set value to talk time. Oh, wait. I think. Is this a little cheatsy doodle here? And this is stop time, talk time. And then, okay. Didn't mean to say P. That's perfectly fine, the letter P. Yes. Whew. We're getting to the point where I just need to figure out how to record this animation, because you don't really export it from here, you just run the program. So I need to figure out the best way to record it, and then I can put it into my editor and add some sound effects and stuff, which I can show a few that I recorded in a moment. Excuse me. And you can have animation like play the sounds in here. Let's make the copy and let's put... Okay, that doesn't work. So loop, expression. Why does that not... I'm lost now. Oh, it's a while, not a loop. So we do a while. Expression. Is this it? Is this right? Yeah. Talk time? Ah! There we... No, that's not right. Expressions... No. Wait. I clearly don't know what to do here. So let's delete that. Let's make this copy. I honestly don't. Well, okay, so we can copy this one then. We go back to here, pull that out, delete you, pull you down from there. We need to delete this. Talk time. Put the loop in here. Is that correct? So now we can set our talk time to 2. Ugh! I broke it. That's kind of scary. Because you could end up... How did I... Oh. I know why. Thankfully it's... Oops, that's not right. But wait, why... Why it... Well... So let's put a wait after here. We'll make it 2 seconds. Oh, that needs to be... Stop time. Ah, we fixed it. So now we can have any talking time duration that we like for this character. So now, actually, if we grab a do in order, we put everything inside of our do in order, take our do in order, and we put it up there. So then we need to find our lovely roommate character. Label this as talk. We pull this down to here. Label this as talk time. We label that as stop time. Yeah. Wait, stop. Okay, it's just one is bigger, capitals, whatever. Perfect. That looks correct. So then we can take roommate talk time of 2. I broke it. Oh, because it skipped over her. Oops. I know what I did wrong. So, roommate. Head. That's why I forgot to assign this to her head. Okay, so I'm just looking at where his head is pointing now. So let's try setting her talk time to 1, and let's play this. Let's try this. So, yesterday I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided. Definitely not long enough. Let's try. If that's 2, let's try 4. Probably 5. Yesterday I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. So hers should be like 2, maybe 6. Yesterday I Yesterday I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Yes, I am. Or whatever his line's supposed to be. So I think it's probably actually 5 then. And then he says, would have been so cool if you'd believed my story, but yes, I am. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Well, it would have been so cool if you had believed my story, but yes, I am. So now I want to make him a little more excited and animated, but let's save our progress because this is really good progress. I love this progress. So, probably gonna make a few poses for him because I want him to kind of like move his hands a bit. So I'm going to try affecting the subparts. Now I have to guess which way to turn this arm. Nope. It's not that. It's probably, oh, that's right, it's left usually. Now it looks like you're going to fist bump. And this one turns right then. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this. Ooh. So let's first of all capture pose. Here's his standing pose. So next we need to turn left. It's usually the opposite. You just remember most of the time the right hand turns left and the left hand turns right. Arms at 45-degree angle. Let's turn left again. That's not right. Uh, 0.05. The other annoying thing too is, oops, wrong direction. Sometimes you get the animation where the pose doesn't go the direction you want it to when you're setting poses for how it animates things, because it's just a little bit to the, like, if these were up more here and I wanted them to go down, it might choose to go backwards because of the way they're tilted and the faster way to get to where it's going, and it's a mess that sometimes you can't use poses and you have to just animate. So I don't know what angle that would be, so I'm labeling it as 45.2. I don't want to capture 2, I meant to hit enter. So let's delete that. Let's go ahead and save our progress too. So then what I actually want to do now is I want to take this, turn left, would it be a quarter? Turn left. Maybe I should just have him punch with one. I really like this pose. So we need to go here and capture pose. You know, another issue with this program, which I can very clearly demonstrate right now, let's go ahead and save our progress, is this. So let's say, so if I capture a pose for the whole athlete, that means all of his pieces. So if later on I need him to do this, but I need his legs to be in a different position, that's going to cost me a new pose. And you can have unlimited poses as long as you don't fill up the program too much. And you probably could have too many and break it. But let's say I want a pose that's only for one piece, like this piece right here. I want to have this arm, so I want to have the right arm be in any pose I want, but I need his forearm to be like this. So I can have like this, I can have like that, I can have like this, just as long as his forearm is always in that weird shape. So if I do this, if I go here, you would think capture pose, just label it as 1. But the problem is, now I want to set this piece to that pose. So I'm going to go to set pose to, actually that's the right, let's try that again, because this shows the issue with this is, yeah, it's, you know, but part of the issue is because we don't have a parent, it's not parented to anything, we can't work with that. Like, oftentimes, I don't know about the athlete, but a lot of the characters like myself that I have that are designed using the character designer in here, they have an invisible square cylinder that you can't see that is their object. And then all the pieces are connected to that through this parenting structure like we see here, which I can actually show you if I look at the narrator. See, we've got, the narrator is the square, we've got upper body and lower body and all the pieces from then on down. And so because of that, you can have different poses for things, but if there's nothing to parent it to, you can't set a pose. Like, I can't set a pose for this bleacher here because it doesn't have movable pieces that need to be in relation to each other. But anyway, so let's check our athletic poses now. Okay, so I think I know what I want to do now. That's looking pretty good, so let's go ahead and save our progress again. And I'm probably going to make a separate event and have the athlete talk, not have him do that. So, we need to do a do together. So it needs to be this. And then inside of that do together, we need to put a do in order. And then okay, so now we need to set poses. So we're at arms 45. We need to do arms 45 2. And then arms 45. I want to loop this twice. I think. So let's see. It's probably going to need to be. I'm going to just jump for it and say half a second duration. Let's see. Maybe just 1 second duration then? I don't like how it goes up and then it goes back down. And it's probably part of just the way, if I had his arms actually do that in code versus the positions, maybe not. So let's do, we'll try it 75 seconds. And then we need to have him do punch. Let's try this out. Yesterday, while walking home, I slipped on a banana peel and avoided some lightning. The punch needs to be like 25 seconds. Needs to be abrupt. And we need to have a wait of like 1 second. Actually, probably half a second. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. Let's try that again. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and I narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Well, yeah, I am. But it would be cool if you had believed my story. So, I think maybe a 50 seconds then. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning. This needs to be 3 times, I think. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Well, yeah, I am. But it would be cool if you had believed my story. So then we need to set for this here, we need to do, I need to save that because it is just so good. I like that. It's just, so then I need to have another do together. Why is it athlete.pose and then talk time? Whatever. It's supposed to be method. And then from here, we do this, and we need to do a do in order. Actually, wait, no, we just need to have him do one pose, which is stand 2 seconds. So, yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Yeah, I am, but it would be cool if you had believed my story. See how his arms going down makes him look defeated at the end? Oh, yes! That's so good! Ah! Oh, I'm so excited. 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 Ah! Exciting. Exciting. Wow. You know, this gives me a good time to point out one thing that's kind of annoying about this program is when you play, the new LS has a way to start from a certain point in your code, but let's say I wanted to view the school teacher segment, so I have to then speed up to then get to that segment, and then I can view it. And what makes this even more annoying is sometimes these segments are dependent on all of the code beforehand executing perfectly. And so if you just get rid of this and you have just the stuff after it, it doesn't work. So I'm going to save that, just make sure I saved it. I love it. I'm so happy. So now we need to put this into the place that it's supposed to be in. So I'm going to put this in a do in order. And we can put this here. Here. And we also need to have a do togethers because we're setting up our scene. So we need to have step 1, our camera needs to set point of view to dummy objects, guy and girl. And then our bleachers need to set their showing to true. And then these both need to get a duration of 0 seconds. Here's another annoying thing about this program. If you fill up this space with other things, because I was messing around with the number of seconds for his talking, you bump off more commonly used stuff and you have to put 0 back on there again. So now we can take this down towards the bottom. Come on. It's also slow to do this part. So sometimes I might even just copy it with the clipboard on the top right and then move it back down. So let's check our script and make sure we don't need to see me again. So I should probably add, here's another example. Because, yeah. See how that doesn't feel right? This is what should happen. So maybe should I have it? Do you think I should have it say in here? Now, here's another example. I can just have that without showing me. So outside grass day, NARRATOR. Here is another example. See how the use feels right here? Oh, you're gonna love this animation. I'm just so excited. My mom's only seen pieces of the other one, not the full thing, which is so cool. I just need sound effects and voice actors, which, since we're pretty much done with this part, I'll show you once we just finish. So what I need to do then is I need to add a weight. Oh, whoops. And this needs to be above that. So it says, here is another example. So this weight can actually probably be 1 second. Alright, so I won't read the voices for everyone because I don't have them memorized. We'll give it a little save. Let's check this out. Wait, also, that jump there should not, and we need to, there we go, that's the problem. Okay. I'll make this nice and big. Yeah, sometimes you have where you make it too big. It's going to be a 4:3 aspect ratio too, which is not ideal, but that's okay. A dog ate my homework. You're lying. Now go to the principal's office. Yesterday, oh, I forgot to read the first bit, where here's another example. See how I have to do this to get to where we want to test? Here's another example. Yesterday, I slipped on a banana peel and narrowly avoided some lightning on my walk home. You're pulling my leg. Yes, I am. Would have been so cool if you believed my story, though. Perfect. So, one thing I will say that I'm trying to do with this animation is I'm trying to have as little editing as possible to be done in my video editor, aside from adding sound effects and some music. So having weight and stuff here, like, see how this use feels right here. Now we will see what happens if you successfully pull someone's leg. So I need to add, well, adding a weight on the end doesn't do anything. It's just how long I have captured after the animation stops. So I don't need to add a weight there. But, so, yes, I do. I'm going to mute my screen for just a second, and we can take a look at some, I need to find... where did I keep my sound effects for this project? They should be in... They're not under music main or music sort. Or they're not going to be under computer intro. Where is my main... Is it on the F drive? Probably under video projects, sounds. Huh, I am having trouble remembering where the sound effects were. Oh, duh, Caleb's sounds. No, that's my old sounds folder that's got a lot of broken files. Wax sounds. Are they just under sounds? Nope, we looked there already. Oh, I realized something too. That might help me. So I'll pull my screen up again for a second here. So let's make sure we've saved everything. I'm pretty sure we have. Next we need to open, and we need to open... I think it's this one that's the completed animation here. With everything working, because I ran into a few bugs where I had to go back and recode stuff because it was just broken. So, and in here somewhere I had, see, this is a lot of code. I had a few sounds in here somewhere. Or maybe I got rid of the sound playing. Yeah, I think I did. It was just a temporary test to see if they fit. I might have to look for my sound effects later. Well, one thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to mute. I want to show you... Wait, actually, no. I was going to show a piece of this because I had a part where a guy is walking. No, actually, yes, I can show. Yeah, I'll show a tiny smidge of this. So I need to get ready to show. So I've added a fade inside of the program, and I can show him walking a very long distance with the sun and the moon going down a little faster than I remember, but that's okay. And it fades to, oops, another scene that I can't show. I'm so happy. Okay, so, well, yeah, so we'll open back the other scenes thing. We don't want to save anything that we've changed. .wav. We're just going to search for WAV files anywhere on my machine. And then I'm also going to take a look at my old laptop. So yeah, Hokaz, Wave, Zoom. Oh! Aha! Where is this stuff? Open file location. Caleb main G audio files smash. So we can hear some of the sound effects for this. These are my originals. Ooh, that was a bit scary. I recorded these. And these sections right here are the groupings. So like I would upload this to SoundCloud. Because a lot of people upload large groups of sounds, and I wonder why, and then I realize, oh, here's a large swath of smash noises that you can use for your project. Cut out the best one. Whereas me uploading them individually, I kind of don't want to, so... That one I bumped the microphone there. So, here you can see how I have... These are labeled with which group and which smash they are. So this is... So, yeah, anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. Go support me on Patreon. This is a sample of more stuff I'd like to do, although mostly live action. But, yeah, I think everything is good as far as my animation goes. I just need sound effects and voice actors, which, I mean, I'll probably look to local community, but if G-Star's interested, maybe possibly you could be a voice actor. We'll have to see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was fun and enjoyable. And I will see you guys in whatever's next. Patreon.com/CoSwars101.